So for number 10, these are the two equations that I have now. I'm going to rewrite those over here. And I have d plus q equals 50 and 10d plus 25q equals 860. Now these are both in standard form with the d's lined up, the q's lined up, and the numbers lined up. I want to create a zero pair and solve by elimination. And the way to do that is to get one coefficient to be a positive number and the other one to be a negative number, but the same number. So I want to make this d be a negative 10d. That way when I add negative 10d plus positive 10d, that's 0, and I eliminate a variable. So the way to do that would be to multiply this by negative 10. And you have to multiply every term by negative 10. When we do that, we get negative 10d minus 10q equals negative 500. And I keep the bottom equation the same, 10d plus 25q equals 860. The reason I did that, multiplied by negative 10, was so I could create this zero pair here. Negative 10d plus 10d, that's 0. So I eliminate the d's and I'm just left with the q's to solve. Negative 10q plus 25q is 15q. Negative 500 plus 860 is 360. If I divide out the 15s, I get that q is 24. Now that I know that there are 24 quarters, I want to figure out how many dimes there are. And we have this other equation, d plus q equals 50 here. Now if q is 24, I plug in 24 as q, substitute that in, subtract 24 from both sides, and I get that d is 26, which means that there are 26 dimes and 24 quarters. Number 11. A coffee blend consists of two types of coffee that individually sell for $1.60 and $1.80 per pound. The blend sells for $1.75 per pound. How many pounds of each type of mixture should be used to make 100 pounds of the mixture? This is a mixture problem, so I'm combining $1.60 and $1.80 per pound coffee and ending up with $1.75 per pound coffee. And they want to know how many pounds of each type of mixture should be used to make 100 pounds. So all those numbers are important. When I define my variables, I'm going to have them be the unknown, and the unknown is how many pounds of each type. So x can be the number of pounds of the $1.60 tea, and y can be the number of pounds of the $1.80 tea. When I write my equation, I know that there has to be 100 pounds in total. It says that right here, 100 pounds. So the number of pounds of the $1.60 tea plus the number of pounds of the $1.80 tea is going to equal 100. The second equation deals with the price of the mixture. So we're combining tea that's $1.60 per pound and $1.80 per pound, and we end up with a tea that's $1.75 per pound, and there are 100 pounds of it. So remember, the mixture ones we need to multiply by the amount. So the whole time through, it's price times amount, price times amount, price times amount. I'm going to simplify this last one and move this over twice. So that, because it's being multiplied by 100 with two zeros, move it over twice. So I have $1.60x plus $1.80y equals 175. And I'm going to solve this by substitution. I'll take this first equation and isolate, let's say, the x. So if I have x plus y equals 100, subtract y from both sides, and I get x equals negative y plus 100. Now I can substitute that, because this is all x, in for x in my other equation. So I have $1.60x, so $1.60 times x plus $1.80y equals 175. And x is negative y plus 100, so that's going in for x over here. Negative y plus 100. So I get negative 160y when I multiply through. 160 times 100, move the decimal spot over twice, plus 160 plus 180y equals 175. I'll combine some like terms. Negative 160y plus 180y, that's positive 0.20y. And if I subtract 160 from both sides, I get 15. I'm going to divide out that 0.20. And 15 divided by 0.2 is 75. So y is 75. And that means the number of pounds of the $1.80t. So there are 75 pounds of the $1.80t. How many pounds of the $1.60t do we have? Well, we can take this y, substitute it in this equation right here. X equals negative 75 plus 100. So x equals 25. And that means 25 pounds of the $1.60t. So when I write my answer as a complete sentence, I'm going to say there are 25 pounds of the $1.60t. I'm sorry, coffee. And 75 pounds of the $1.80 coffee.